Rise from your grave.
Get hammered.
I'm standing here. You make a move. It's your move.
Go down the rabbit hole of combat.
You know how this is gonna turn out, don't you? I think you do.
For a hard-hitting experience.
So bend the knee or I'll destroy them.
Straight to your dome.
The red god takes what is his, and only death may pay for life.
This is the Hammerfisting Podcast, exclusively on Gas Digital Network.
All right, time to take some verbal jabs on the Hammerfisting Podcast, Gas Digital Network HQ, in the heart of New York City, at the Gas Digital
Studio?
Soon to be old studio. I thought we were going to be in the new studio, but there's still little tweakings going on. I mean, that studio is fucking sick. Have you seen it, Matty?
Not yet. Not live anyway. I've only seen it in pictures.
Yeah, really nice.
Pictures and videos.
Did you like Baby Driver? All the crew last night was at the Gas Digital studio, and after a hard day's work, they watched the movie Baby Driver.
I heard it was garbage.
I thought it was really good.
Well,
That's a great movie. What do you mean?
I didn't see it. I heard it was garbage.
Of course you didn't see
I'm
it.
not arguing that the fucking movie is garbage. I'm sure if I watch it, it'll be garbage, but I haven't seen it yet. It sounds terrible. What's the deal?
Way to go, Matty.
He's a
Dude,
baby.
You know what?
He drives.
You should have your own podcast where you review movies that you haven't seen yet.
I was going to. That was actually a thought
I heard
I
it
had.
got 2 thumbs down on my dick.
I was going to call it Haven't Seen It, SCENE, and I was going to watch movies I haven't seen and then critique them with friends that I'll find, because I don't have any right now, but friends that
I wonder why.
have, yeah, well, I had to get the joke before you did, that have seen it and like the movies, and they probably stink, so.
Is there a podcast, because this is one of those things where I might have just subliminally heard about this and passing it off as my own idea, which I don't want to do. Is there a podcast where people watch movies and, like, say I saw a movie that got 0 stars from Siskel and Ebert and is universally panned as being bad, but I personally like it? Because we all have grown up seeing movies that either completely flopped, like a Howard the Duck, but when we saw it, it was in that age where you just start watching movies, so you love it, and the nostalgia factor kicks in. Is there a podcast like that? Because if not, we should do some shit like that.
I'm sure there is, dude. I'm sure someone has like one of those like favorite bad movies. I'm sure.
That'd be the other angle of the show if I do it. Have the because all the movies I've seen are like all fucking old Disney movies and garbage that probably doesn't hold up. Peach Dragon. Didn't they remake that? They remade that, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a bummer.
Is it awful?
I just watched the first like 20 minutes.
good.
And it's like really sad. It's like the kid's parents fucking die. He's an orphan. It's like a bummer.
Yeah,
really bad.
They never explained what happened to the kid's parents in the original movie.
They probably died at sea. Wasn't it a seafaring town where
It's
Peach
also
Dragon
different
took place?
if it's a cartoon deer. It's okay, but this is like a real kid.
They probably died of hepatitis or something.
That's exactly what happened, Matty.
It was a long time ago.
Well, the thing I'm outraged about is they're making a live-action version of Dumbo, which, if you put on that song "Baby of Mine," if I was an actor and I wanted to do a scene where I had to physically cry, like tears stroking down my face, that song does it every time. And live-action Dumbo, I'm sorry, just not my thing.
Will not be done seen about everything.
It's a strange trailer. I saw it, and it's very strange.
Do they still have the racist crows in it?
They probably took out the racist crows. And I don't even think the crows were that racist.
It probably made them white.
They were pretty racist.
They were pretty bad, and that's coming from me.
But isn't that how black impoverished people back then talked?
I mean, it's how black impoverished
then,
people
in
talk
the
now, to
barbershop
be
in
honest.
America.
It's pretty bad. I don't know, like what's like the whole. Who cares? I don't know. They're cartoon birds. How do you get so angry about
They
that?
all look like SoundCloud rappers.
Yeah.
Pull up a picture of the cartoon birds.
Pull up a SoundCloud.
Oh, there they are.
Pull up a picture of or like a video of a SoundCloud rapper speaking.
I don't know, that one with the hat and the jacket looks like he's dressed like a Brooklyn hipster. I don't think there's anything bad about that.
That's what SoundCloud rappers dress like.
He's got he's got a grill for his beak and a big fucking like
big
medallion.
chain.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
What are
extension,
SoundCloud
by the
rappers? Are those like Instagram models?
way. Kinda, yeah. Like this guy right here, he got shot and killed in a robbery in Broward County this week, and everybody on the internet is making it out to be the biggest tragedy ever.
What's that? Young Ice?
Triple extension.
That's I think somewhat original.
And he has an elephant tattoo on his neck.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, don't seem about everything.
Full circle. Too bad if he didn't get killed, he could have been the voice of one of the crows.
And that trunk is hanging low, titty fucking him.
Yeah, man.
Oh, I just gave up the surprise. I'm sorry, guys.
What?
Kris Tinkle's net worth.
Oh,
All right, let's do it.
I just sent it out live to the fans. I feel terrible.
Was it 300,000?
300K, standing strong.
I'm standing still at $300,000.
The market hasn't fluctuated, so that makes sense.
How the fuck do I get up to $14 fake million again?
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
You got to find some sort of
I have a friend here
Bitcoin-esque
with me.
thing.
He's just sitting here doing some work, and I'm gonna explain to her. So there's this website like Celebrity Worth, and somehow I'm on it, and they had me at $12 million like a couple months ago. I know. I don't know. All right, go ahead, sir.
You can show her right now that you are worth.
Oh, yeah, $300,000.
Let's see the bitch.
Hey, who is that chick you're talking to?
She naked?
It's a friend of mine. We're doing this charity show together, and she's helping me organize it. So we were brainstorming.
It's like Misha Tate type of can't look at naked pictures of her or you'll feel weird friend.
No.
No, this is a friend he's fucked.
Oh yeah, I don't want to see naked pictures. Yes. Yes. We don't want to see each other naked.
Okay. That microphone though sounds good, man.
Sunblock on my back.
Yeah, she actually asked me to put sunblock on her, and it was very weird.
Ooh, can we watch?
Yeah.
Watch me like struggle. I had like one finger, and I'm like,
I could jerk off to that. That's cool.
So
I can make it work.
So before we get to the fighting about fights, I was on the train right here. Actually, so Chris Weidman, that was pretty cool.
Nice.
And
the fuck's he doing
on the train?
Yeah, he's going to train with Henzo.
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah, so
taking the train to train. Did you use that joke?
No, I didn't.
I would have.
I didn't.
I would have done it, and like made it seem like I, like meant it to be a real, like I wanted it to be funny, and then never would have brought it up and would have left, and then he would have sat with that. Like who's that? Like who's that asshole?
Oh,
that's a good.
And then say, hey, see those 3 girls? You should pull a train.
Those are my follow up that innocent dad joke with that.
Yeah,
and then be like, hey. What's that band that I like? Train. Yeah, you can just keep going.
Or if you forget, if you're talking about something and the name of a fighter or an upcoming fight, and you forget the name of one of the fighters, you say, "Oops, I guess I lost my train of thought."
Yeah, those are my favorite things to do. Is like have
puns,
not even that, but like not be there for the payoff. You know what I mean? Like you set someone, like you put something in someone's like locker or something at the gym. You know, like a dead fish, whatever the fuck it is. But then you never bring it up again. And you just know they did it. And it's only, like, the 2 of you that really... You never tell them. You just enjoy knowing that they saw it. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Like the Ted Kaczynski of pranks.
Break up with me the same way.
Put a dead fish in your locker?
No, just like do something and just wait for me to find out and never follow up on me.
Yeah, it's fun to do.
Yeah.
They're like, I think he figured it out.
But when I was on the train, passing some time, I went on Reddit.
It's so hot in here, by the way. Can we use the air conditioner? You're comfortable?
I am comfortable. And I sweat like a pig, so if I'm comfortable, we're fine.
I'm good as a fat guy.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, he's a fat fuck.
Matty, I think you
like
just got
Puerto Rican.
I think you got really excited by all this train talk. That is just your autism peaking.
I think it was the sunblock thing.
Yeah. So I was on the train on Reddit looking at different miscellaneous news stories, and on the subreddit for movies, they had posted the Creed 2 trailer. Did you see it, Tinkle? You haven't seen it?
I didn't know it was out yet.
This trailer, we're going to play it because we want to get us nice and fired up so we can just talk about fighting, talk about the UFC, upcoming fights like Zabit versus Yair Rodriguez, which we didn't think was going to happen because Yair got cut because Dana offered him the fight and he was like, ah. So I'm excited about that, but I want to get our blood boiling in a good way. This trailer is one of the best made fucking trailers I have seen ever. And I'm not trying to overstate it. It's the truth. The ending, the way that they set this trailer up, the ebbs and flows, the nuance of it, and the way that it ends, Tinkle, prepare yourself because you're going to be like, holy fuck, take my goddamn money. I'll be there on opening day. So without further ado, let's watch this trailer of the new Creed 2. Michael B. Jordan. Hot right now.
You got this. You heard me?
In the ring, you got rules. Outside, you got nothing. Life hits you with all these cheap shots. People like me, we live in the past.
Still looks good for 90.
You got everything to lose. This guy's got nothing to lose.
I ain't got a choice.
That's the same thing your father said, and he died right here in my hands. Listen, this guy, he's dangerous.
But you don't think I could beat him?
No. This Kendrick Lamar remix.
I couldn't live up to these expectations.
Insane.
Our boys back at Delphi?
Yeah, man.
Woo!
Got your validation.
Rocky breaking out the hat and the leather. Come on. The Ali under the water training.
I want to rewrite history.
Don't pretend this is about your father.
Hell yeah, Felicia
Goosebumps.
Rashad.
Felicia. Michael B. Jordan's jacked. Got that Killmonger look.
It may not seem like it now, but this is more than just a fight.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Oh shit.
Boom! Woo! Drago Jr. Tell me that does not look fucking insane.
God damn it.
Right? And I heard rumors that they were going to have Ivan Drago's son in the new Creed 2. If any of you spoiled, sorry. But the way they did it, the execution, turn it off because it's going to sound
Who gives
weird.
a fuck? It's hot.
Sounds like shit.
Who cares? No one's listening. Who gives a shit?
People are listening. Don't be a pussy.
No one fucking cares.
Just turn it off.
Fuck all y'all. It's hot.
Yeah, hey, I have my air conditioner on too, Matty, but I have to hold this mic in my hand so it doesn't pick it up. I feel like I'm fucking Richie Valens.
Yeah, because
and
Kris
La Bamba.
Tinkle's a professional.
Tinkle, do you hear the AC?
Yeah, sounds like.
Yeah, when you fucking stop talking for 14 seconds, of course you're gonna hear it. If you listen for it, everyone shut the fuck up, bunch of bitches.
Well, we're gonna have to breathe, motherfucker. People are gonna hear it.
And the problem is that we had it off, so people are like, the sound quality is great, and then
You understand that AC has been used on every fucking show on the platform.
Yeah, but it's not that hot.
It's hot, and I don't care. It's hot enough.
You're not even sweating.
Okay, I turned my
don't
AC
sweat.
back on too, so it's fine. Go ahead.
All right,
That's why I need AC. I don't have a natural cooling process.
I give up on the show.
All right, so
I give up a long time ago. I wouldn't worry about it.
So let's get.
Wait, you mean give up or stop trying? Is there a difference?
I don't think there's a difference.
I was very confused by that question.
When I knock people out, they don't move. They're not. Who the is that?
You know what's even worse than the AC? The fact that we can't hear any of the fucking audio we play. How about that? We're gonna start complaining about shit. Now you guys fucking set me off. I don't even need a fucking Creed 2 fucking movie to get me going. Cocksuckers.
How's that feel? Hey, I'm not surprised, mother.
Some say revenge is sweet. I disagree. I think it's better than sweet.
Surprise, surprise, mother. The king is back. This might take you to Jose Waldo. Hashtag where's Jose Waldo? Let me know when you guys find him.
I wish they judged the fight on how you look after the fight.
I want Super Sage Northcutt. I think that boy's corny. I want to punch the spikes out of his hair.
I love you. See you soon, boy.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. The double champ does what the he wants.
Nice. All right, before we get to the questions, let's get to the plugs. Guess digitalnetwork.com for all great shows like Irish Goodbye Podcast, Believe in Me with Michael Bisping, Tim Dillon is Going to Hell. The Josta Show, Michael Malice is You're Welcome, brand new. The new episode with Joe Machi is coming up. Great interview with a very funny comedian.
It's Joe Mackey.
Is it Mackey or Machi?
It's
Mackey.
Oh, Mackey, sorry. I just think of
He's funny
Machio.
as shit, man.
He was really funny. Really
I was very
talented.
confused. I was like, he have fucking Ralph Macchio?
And you know what's awesome about Joe is it's not a put on, dude. He is as fucking awkward off stage as on stage.
Oh, definitely.
Not a put on.
Definitely. It's not an act.
No one's that good of an actor.
He's not like a Stephen Wright or a Mitch Hedberg where you see them on stage and then you see them off stage and you can tell that there's a glaring difference, that they're entertainers in who they are as a performer and who they are as an actual person. No, he's very awkward.
It's like I feel some people sometimes they have to put like on a like almost like a costume and like an attitude to go on stage, even if they don't feel it or they don't want to. And he's just like all natural, dude.
Yeah, like wear a big purple suit like Steve Harvey with huge
or glasses
shoulders.
or a fucking thick beard or you know just nerd shit.
Yeah, but on gasdigitalnetwork.com, if you sign up and pay a little bit of scratch, that goes back into the network. Like I mentioned before, a brand new studio, state-of-the-art equipment, merch pump, everything is all coming together. And when you pay for the subscription, you use promo code FIST, you get, is it $1.50 off of subscription?
Yes,
And it's never not funny.
Went from $8.50 down to $7 with promo code FIST.
With promo code FIST, and then you get the high definition stream. A lot of the shows are incorporating the chat, so if you want an interactive experience where what you say in the chat affects what's happening on the show, you're going to get the subscription, you're going to get the benefits and the perks with it. And then also on top of that, archive of over 3,000 hours of content. I mean, I've been listening to a lot of Legion of Skanks. If you go on iTunes and you don't use the Gas Digital Network app, they have only a certain amount of shows. But I was listening to shows with Anthony Cumia as a guest. I actually saw a bunch of shows, Matty, with you sitting in the background, just looking completely awkward.
Those are from years ago, probably.
Yeah, when they were at the compound.
Oh, yeah. Wait, what, his house? Or
No.
fucking-
I thought the compound is also the studios in New York City, right? Or his house was only the compound?
He always called his house the compound.
All right, well, the Anthony Cumia Network studios in New York City.
In a bunch? I was there like twice.
Maybe. Were you there like
I think we're digressing too much.
show after
I'm
show?
Sorry.
Like in succession, did you go to like a few shows?
Maybe.
'Cause that'd be weird if you were only there twice and I felt like I saw you a lot more than that, but whatever, I digress. But yeah, archive stuff, so make sure to sign up at GasDigitalNetwork.com and then also follow at GasDigital on Instagram and Twitter. This show at Hammerfisting. I'm at Bonehova.
I'm at Jesterskulls, and check out The Thing Is on iTunes and other places. And YouTube.
Harrington?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just follow me. I'm at the _. Listen to Believe You May. So.
Okay. Tinkle, what do you got? Comedy dates, social media?
Yeah, at Kris Tinkle on Twitter, and this weekend I'll be in Washington at Jokers in, I think, Kirkland, Washington, and then my tickets are on sale now, July 5th through the 7th at Sacramento Punchline. If you live in the Sacramento area, please come out, or if you have friends there, please tell them to come out. Sales are looking pretty good now, and I'm like, what's funny is like I think about it kind of like you hear fighters say that like you get to a certain point where you just want to get on with it and just do the fight and be like, that's kind of how I feel right now. I'm just kind of over practicing.
Doing shadow boxing, pacing
I'm
back and
over
forth.
it, dude. I'm like, I can't. It's like these cock jokes, they can't get any tighter. I mean,
yeah, man, it's anticipation.
It's the tighter my cock's gonna get. I don't know what to do. So.
It's like with fighting, man. You hear all the time, especially on fight week when it's on the dawn of the fight. Fighters are always like, I just want to get in the cage or the ring or whatever, because it's like you're in your mind. It's a form of torture because you're thinking about all the possible outcomes, good or bad. You've trained for this moment. You've done everything you can in preparation, and there's really nothing else to do except execute. So,
how many of those guys have like really successful careers? You know what I mean?
As who?
I'm just saying, like, do you remember anyone that? Can you give an example of who has said that? Because I'm wondering if like that, like you can never. I'd never hear Conor McGregor saying that. You know what I mean? You wouldn't hear him saying that. He's too like mentally fucking strong. I feel like to go through that.
Well, I think what it is, and I agree with you.
But I don't know. I'm not remembering anyone saying that, so I could be like totally off base. I'm just curious.
I think the difference is fighters like a Conor McGregor enjoy the spotlight.
Yeah.
It's a natural thing for them to be able to promote and to do press conferences. You always hear the term holding court. Mm-hmm. That's the difference between a Conor McGregor and, say, a Stephen Wonderboy Thompson or a Cub Swanson. I think is the complete opposite of a Conor McGregor when it comes to interviewing and promoting fights. Conor holds court. Conor enjoys it. It's not something that drains him. Mm-hmm. For other fighters, having to be able to promote the fight and having to do all the media obligations, interviews, all that stuff, they don't enjoy it. It's psychologically daunting for them. So they just, when they say they want to get in the ring or the cage, they mean they just want all the bullshit to be out of the way. The training's done. Now they just want to focus on the fight. Cub Swanson, an interview with him compared to an interview with a Chael Sonnen or a Conor McGregor, you could tell that if you were one of the unlucky media outlets to get him at the very end of the day when he's already done like fucking 15 interviews, you can tell in his voice that he's just over it and he's done with it. That's why we talk about getting fighters on this show to interview, which I'm all for, but the problem is that
they lose to Marlon Moraes.
Yeah, they lose to Marlon Moraes after Harrington jinxes them by saying that they're gonna or asking them to come back when they're champion.
That was a joke. I love that guy.
He will be back as a champion
Jim
before
Rivera's
the end of
fucking
2019.
fantastic.
Yeah, he got caught. We'll
He's
see
a
what
really
happens.
good dude.
But yeah, so it just gets to a point where you're interviewing them and they've been asked the same fucking question. So,
Yeah.
what's your game plan? So,
Yeah.
what about your
so
opponent?
how's weight cutting? Oh, it's fun.
Yeah, exactly.
You probably don't want to give it all away.
Yeah.
But what's your game plan going in?
Mhm. And I don't want to get guys like that on the show because you're not breaking news.
Yeah.
If we're going to interview fighters, we should interview them in a way where we talk about shit outside of fighting.
I think that's the move. I was just gonna say if they
like,
talk like no MMA, just like what's your sex life like or something, just whatever the fuck, like totally because we're already fans of the fucking show. We're here bullshitting about MMA. They're in the fucking sport. They don't want to talk about it anymore.
You pull back the curtain. If they got into a fight where they got rocked, and you can ask them something along the lines of, I remember watching that fight, and in my mind, I was like, how is this guy still fucking going in there? And then you got the presence of mind to come out the next round and finish your opponent after being on Queer Street.
Best one
were
would
you,
be...
were you in, like, auto mode, or were you actually cognizant? Something where it's like you're pulling back the curtain of what is happening in that fight and that fighter's life.
Gaethje is a perfect example.
Exactly.
Of a guy you have to talk about that. I just watched him and Poirier again because I'm like trying to clear out my DVR.
Mhm.
And
I think fighting on your DVR isn't going to be the problem. It's going to be all the porn and just complete debauchery.
Who's fucking DVRing porn, Ricky? It's 2018. I watch for 3 minutes and I go home.
Hey man, Sexapede
jerking off in
only
the street,
airs
apparently.
on Showtime once in a blue moon. So,
But
continue.
dude, watching him just get fucking, he doesn't go down. Like he doesn't have like the ability for his legs to go out. He just fucking, he's all like, he goes out at the waist, whereas like a lot of guys go out at the knees or whatever the fuck.
He turns into like one of those big inflatable dangly arm
yes,
dudes
exactly.
in front of car dealerships.
He stumbles around like crossing his feet. He just has no go down in him. It's great.
Yeah, exactly.
So crazy to watch.
You know what's funny is I interviewed Jake Shields after that Dan Henderson fight.
Yeah.
And I was super nervous to be like, so did he hit you as hard as that shit looked like?
See, that's the question
he was very kind of open and funny about it. He was just like, dude, I don't remember shit until the end of the round. And then like the Diaz brothers, one of them grabbed him. I was like, dude, are you okay? And then he said, so he pretty much was like blacked out for 4 minutes.
Yeah, it's fucking
like completely in a blackout.
All right, so what's exciting about today's edition of Fighting About Fights is Harrington. It's his first time that he's going to be competing. And he's wanted to get his shots in on you for a while because, he thinks he's better than he is. He's not anywhere near. He's going to ultimately be a failure in life. We think we all are on the same page with that.
This feels a little too mean.
This is a little too real.
Yeah.
And
I thought he already was a failure.
I'm here, Tinkle. Of course I am.
Oh.
And now since he's been
That's the problem.
Since he's been producing Believe You Me, and he has Michael Bisping mention his name every now and then, like someone mentioned.
He really does think he's fucking hot shit now.
Yeah.
Christ almighty.
And it's hysterical because when Bisping says Harrington, it sounds like a rich guy.
Yeah.
Referring to his butler, like Harrington.
Especially in an English accent.
Fetch me my pipe. Harrington.
Yeah. Hey, and Michael, so he probably has your number in his phone as intern.
Yeah, seriously.
You,
don't
Tinkle,
get too,
the fact that you think I have his phone number makes me laugh.
No, he's saying Bisping has you in his phone.
That's way less likely than the first scenario.
Why, you think that you have Bisping in your phone as intern?
No.
That would be hilarious.
I'm saying Bisbing doesn't have my number. That's the point I'm making.
Oh, okay.
He contacts me solely through a burner email.
That's hysterical. Oh, that's hilarious.
Hotmail.
Wasn't your thing bisping8@gmail.com last week? No, mate. I fucking
British fighter 1, 2, 3.
So, but as you can see, we all secretly just despise one another. So, Harrington's been wanting to get his shot to compete. He rolls his eyes whenever you guys give your horrible answers, especially you, Matty.
He really is a fucking meandering cunt.
He's got
when I give my
real
answers.
disdain for you. So he's going to compete today.
I don't like him. and he was part of the onslaught against the AC. So I hate both. I hate him even more now.
And we still have to get to the merch pump thing with the T-shirt competition.
Yeah, weren't supposed to be on there Monday.
No, the contest ended yesterday.
Yeah, I noticed that.
So if Bobby Hutch is a man of his word, I haven't checked yet today. I'm saving it for the show. We should be the front page of merchpump.com.
Who wants to take bets?
Yeah, let's take some action so we can, and we'll wait until we're done with the contest so we can let our anticipation build and seethe as we know that inevitably we're going to go on Merch Pump, and the shirt probably won't be up there in general.
When were we supposed to be up?
We were supposed to be up by 8 a.m. this morning.
Okay. Does anyone want to take not being up?
Take some action?
Yeah, I'm serious. $5. I say we're not up there.
Over under, we're up at all, or over under, we're up on the front page?
I don't.
Or
Front page, definitely not.
Or this is just a straight props bet.
I'm gonna say $5.
Here's what I'll say. It just on my blind faith in Bobby Hutch, so that I can cut this clip and send it to him if it's not there, I will bet you $5. We are the featured item on merchpump.com because when Bobby Hutch tells you he's going to do something, Bobby Hutch does it.
A man of his word.
Right, I've got action.
Yeah, Bobby Hutch, when the eventual Gas Digital campus is built, kind of like the Google campus or the Apple campus, there's going to be a bronze statue of Bobby Hutch on all fours with a flashlight trying to find the problem in the mixing board, just like Walt Disney's bronze statue outside of Disney World. So I believe in Bobby.
And you haven't checked yet, Mike?
All right, I'm going to say
Swear to God.
100,000 of my dollars.
Only your celebrity net worth money.
Yeah, net worth.
You're doing the Jay Leno thing
we're
where
not up there. There's
you're
probably
only
some
spending that
assholes
money.
eating pizza, but we're not there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's wait, and then we'll address this again at the end of the show if our T-shirt, our first inaugural Hammerfisting T-shirt, is in fact on the website, or are we being treated like the child with...
Like we've been... hold on. Are we being treated like Hammerfisting podcast? That's really the only fucking analogy you need.
Or the
So
child...
the question is, has things changed? Probably not.
Or were the kids that our parents got caught trying to sneak with us across the borders, and we're now placed in an internment camp far away from everyone.
Wah wah.
All right.
You see that guy?
Whoa. What?
The wah wah guy?
No.
Oh, he's my hero. Have you seen it, Tink?
No.
Can you find that real quick, Mike? Pull up, I don't know, guy says wop wop to fucking board children being separated from their family, something like that.
Oh, yeah?
It should come up. It's been pretty, it's been making the rounds.
Instagram star?
Oh, wait, was that
Corey
Yeah. That's the video. Yeah.
Oh my God, is this while Rachel Maddow's crying?
This guy is such a piece of shit. It's great.
Hero. Hold on, let me.
I would hit it, Rachel Maddow.
She looks like Chandler Bing. Are you out of your fucking mind?
She does kind of look like Chandler Bing. That's a very astute observation.
Let's see if I
And
can get
she's
some.
allergic to dick, right?
Yeah, well, I don't think she prefers dick.
I can't get. Are you guys hearing
Try it
anything?
on YouTube now.
I'd eat that ass like
I'll see if I
gnocchi.
can find it.
At least 3.
There you go.
Oh, she's crying a bunch.
Is it alligator tears, or is she really crying?
Even there we go.
How absolutely dare you?
Did you skip forward?
Did you say want to a taken from her mother and say about a 10-year-old
This one.
girl with Down syndrome who was taken from her mother and put in a cage? I read about.
Oh man.
Down syndrome being
This guy's reaction's great too. How dare you? How absolutely dare you?
But this is the classic, just feigned outrage, hot take bullshit that we
Of
see
course. You're trying
on
to cause trouble.
news channels, both left and right. So they're just trying to act like they give a fuck when they're making all this money.
I've just had it with all of it. It's all a fucking tragedy.
So do daycares have to stop using cages for kids too, or?
See, that's the thing. I think you should cage more children. They're very, very misbehaved nowadays.
I
know a lot of parents who would use a cage if necessary.
If you're gonna put a leash on your kid, you should be able to put him in a cage.
I hog-tied my brother with handcuffs and put him in the dog cage when he was much younger.
Did you? Did you feed him like?
Now he's a jiu-jitsu killer. It's
Oh, your brother's in fucking shape. I didn't even know that was your brother.
He's
I
a
thought he was kidding.
fucking murderer, and I know it's because of me.
well, that's because you were spiteful, because it's like in the movie Twins. Your brother and you were created in a lab. He got all the good stuff.
It certainly
and you were
looks
all
that
the
way.
Shit.
My brothers are both fucking hot, and I got like all the garbage genes.
Yeah, your brother's like the fresh Toll House cookies out of the oven, and you're like the bowl of fucking cookie dough residuals.
Yeah.
That gives you salmonella.
It's that German blood.
Yeah, you got all the. Wait, what does that mean? It's German blood.
Half brothers.
Oh, okay.
I'm all Guinea.
All right. So you're a bastard.
No, I don't think so. Am I?
Yeah, you are.
I have a father.
Your name should be Matthew Snow.
Do you count as a bastard if you kick your father out of your life?
No, your father left you, and you just don't want to acknowledge him. But
No, I gave him the boot when I was like 5.
No, you didn't.
I swear to
I
God.
thought
you guys-
bastard was when you
guys-
absolutely don't
ask
know who
anybody.
your father is.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because that's a bastard. Like I think that the premise is your mom has fucked so many dudes. She's like, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be, but
I think this is more of that scene from Boys on the Side.
Yeah, I told him I had a real dad, and he wasn't it.
when they pull out for fake strap-on dick.
Okay.
Talk about funniest scene of the year, huh?
So let's get to this, because otherwise we're just going to keep going down the rabbit hole of abusing Matty.
Get down on it.
All right. So We got the World Cup going on right now, which none of us have any interest in it. Actually, Harrington, you're a World Cup guy, right?
I do. Yeah, I'm super into it also.
Oh, you too?
Love this
Yeah.
shit.
All right. So who's winning right now? Where is it at?
Well, Argentina and Brazil both had 1-1 draws, which was highly unexpected because they were the favorites going into their matches. Spain and Portugal had a very entertaining 3-3 draw. They both followed up with 1-0 wins today, so it looks like they're going to advance. England had some last-second heroics to get the win in their first match, so likely that they'll move on. And yeah, I mean, it's just like a lot of the bigger teams, it was looking questionable early. It looks like they're going to move on now.
Yeah, well, we're all under the agreement, if not about the World Cup, whether we like it or not, that soccer players are universal pussies. Like, I think I could beat up any soccer player in the world, and I'm not even in the best shape. I think I could physically dominate them and put them in a position where they'll be in a fetal position, zygote, just wanting to be aborted.
Well, it's not even fair, because you think you can beat up everyone at Gas Digital except for Michael Bisping.
I do.
And I think these guys are way tougher than soccer players. So it goes without saying, Rick.
What does that mean? I can beat up soccer players and everyone here, except Bisping. All right, well...
I love it. It's so fun.
Watch this video of the soccer fight, and this just shows you the flailing arms, no technique. I mean, look at that.
Hold on, I gotta... Well...
The hold me back, bro mentality, having your teammates just...
When is this fight from,
Dude,
Ricky?
Is this recent?
Wait, we didn't go to it yet. He's going to pull up the video now. We're watching it, but the viewer hasn't been able to see it yet. I don't know. Harrington's the one who found this video, so I'm not sure if this is recent or if this was from something, It looks recent enough where it's definitely in the HD TV age, so I'd say in the past...
That looks like HD to you? It looks fucking like 1990s footage. Am I crazy?
Are they fighting
they're
their
the same
own
team.
Oh, wow.
Fuck.
He just found out that guy fucked his mom.
That'll do it. So, yeah, there's no technique. They're just throwing these fucking punches from all over the place.
It's funny because every one of these like non-fighter sport guys that gets into a fight, they always throw punches like they just had their girlfriend hold their pocketbook for them.
Oh, totally.
It's just head back, arms flailing.
Here's another one. These two guys are arguing.
These guys are such queefs.
Same team again.
Same team.
Oh, man. But anyway, you see it really in every sport. I mean,
these are all old for sure.
Basketball, the guys are horrible fighters. Baseball, football guys, unless you're Deion Sanders and Andre Rison back in the day, you don't see guys throwing hands in football because it's stupid. They'll break their hand on each other's helmet. But even then...
You know what sport?
You see that shit all
they're
the time,
pretty good.
Hockey.
Oh, not a sport, but, dude, fucking pro wrestlers, if you jump in the ring...
They
will
jack your shit?
fucking beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, they're all fucking 6'7" and up.
And they have to know how to throw something that at least looks like a punch to sell it theatrically.
I wouldn't go that far. That's one step too far. None of those punches look like real punches. Remember when Stone Cold
clip where
used to
Stone
fucking hit
Cold
everybody?
just beat
There you go.
Triple H a long time ago in a European tour,
Yeah.
and Stone Cold had his back turned, and all of a sudden he felt like he was getting hit, and he thought it was fucking Triple H, so he let him hit him, and it was a fan.
Oh,
and then
shit.
but like Triple H was the bad guy, but he had to come over and he beat the shit out of that dude, like kicked the shit out of him.
Dude, people are crazy. I guess they see people
right?
fake fighting, and they're like, oh no, that guy can't really fight, so he's still a fucking 6'8" wrestler.
Dude, most wrestling fans that I've seen that are the guys that are like making their own signs and going to Monday Night Raw are fucking mongoloid retards.
Whoa, that's offensive.
I mean, seriously. Like,
how great was Stone Cold? I mean, really, just greatest athlete of all time.
What, this is it? When the fan jumps in and
so,
goes after Stone Cold? Oh, there we go. Oh, damn.
Shit, that was a legit suplex.
That was a legit suplex.
Hold on, go back. I want to see that again. Who is that? That's not
fucking
Triple H.
He's like the
Yeah, that is.
That was Triple H?
By the way, the referee's a beast. All right.
Oh, man. And then after he defends Stone Cold, what was that? What move was that? Was that a...
that was a stunner.
That's a Stone Cold
dude,
stunner.
he's a stunner?
Dude, he snapped right at.
Oh,
That's a legit
man.
fucking back-to-belly suplex.
And then he has
those are real
back control.
And fucking... Dude, the ref
is just beating
the ref is stomping him like Jimmy Burke in Goodfellas.
Look at the ref is getting in on it.
Fucking mud dented my shoes.
It took him so long to get people out there to do anything.
But you know what's crazy about this?
Hey, Pesci's jumping in now.
I think from a legal standpoint, that guy can sue the WWE. The guy who went inside the ring, right?
No.
Or once he goes inside the ring,
self-defense, dude.
You go inside the ring, it's game over, dude.
I think you like give up your rights once you get in the ring.
They might.
But if I'm a lawyer for the guy who jumped inside the ring,
Yeah.
you know, say my name was like Emil Weinstein, and I'm like, Triple H is a professional wrestler. He's 6'5". He knows what he's doing. He assaulted my client. He could have restrained him. He could have prevented him from attacking Mr. Cold, but he didn't.
That is always the move. They always go
God
that
damn,
route.
Ricky, that was fucking good, dude.
Thank you.
You're
Yeah.
a great Jewish lawyer.
I was a Jewish lawyer in a past life.
For a second there, I was like, where'd Ricky go?
I know, right?
Hey, man, you know who to call. The
A Jew.
Weinstein,
Any
the Weinstein
Jew.
and Weinstein law firm.
That's Ricky.
Oh, that's me?
Ricky Bones you.
Oh, yeah, that was me. I got stabbed by a client, and then I came back as Ricky Bones. But yeah, so back to the question. Outside of mixed martial arts, boxing, and hockey, most sports have guys that aren't good fighters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so looking at the range of just terrible combatants, I'll put it that way. Let's find who are the worst fighters from other sports. Like, what other sport can you think of other than mixed martial arts that has the worst fighters from brawls that you've seen in basketball, baseball, now you've seen soccer? Which sport has the worst guys that fight as a whole?
Is this part of the game or?
Yeah, this is part of the game. And I'm going to go with Harrington first because he'll be the one.
Wait, so who's playing?
You, Harrington, and Matty.
Okay.
What
Okay.
show is this?
Harrington, you go first.
Okay. I'm gonna say golf. I went to the U.S. Open this weekend. It was a very white affair. I hated everything about it. It really just wasn't fun at all. And just to picture out of shape white guys who just want to not be with their wives fighting each other in a place where, like, you know, inner city kids could be playing basketball. It really just makes me feel like, I don't know. I cannot think of a worst possible fight.
I can think of a worst possible joke.
No, I'm really not even thinking of a joke. I mean, like, really.
Why would inner city kids build basketball courts on a golf course?
I just can't think of why there's this much green.
Because it's a long game. You have to. It's 400
That's
yards.
fucking stupid.
I'm not arguing with you on that point. It's a very stupid game. I've never played it. I never will because it's for elite garbage white people.
That's really the point I'm making.
I
And
just
I
don't understand
can't
why-
think of worse fighters than elite garbage white people.
Well, you got to think. There's a lot of at the pro level. Like those guys are legit. You know, like new age guys, right? Because isn't Tiger Woods in like ridiculous shape? And you wouldn't
Yeah, he
expect
is.
it. But because like,
Yeah, he
why
also
do you need it?
He went crazy and thought he was a Navy SEAL. Like, I'm not counting
Well,
him.
that's Ambien, bro. That'll do it to you. And I thought the question was which guy, wasn't it? Which guy? I thought we were doing specific player. No, am I crazy?
It said worst fighters from other sports. So I actually picked people by their name, but
That's what I
had to, like,
did,
look them
yeah.
up.
Okay.
We can do that if you want. The reason
Who's up next?
The reason I kind of altered the question a little bit
Yeah.
is just because.
Well, don't do that, Ricky.
There's
'Cause
been.
now I have a different answer probably.
All right, so
If I have to,
I'm
I'm gonna go. I picked the fighter, but yeah, Tink, if you want to go first, I don't know who's going first.
All right, so if you both pick the fighters, you guys go, and then it'll give Harrington a little time to
Yeah.
reformulate his answer. Okay,
Yeah.
so Tinkle, who's your worst
Okay.
fighter from another sport?
I'll go. And Michael, if you have my, I also sent you a video clip too.
Mm-hmm.
So you have that. Mine is this was a fight that happened in male cycling in 1995. There was a giant cycle race in Spain, and this Venezuelan guy named Leonardo Sierra and this Spanish guy named Ramon Gonzalez, they proceeded to fall on each other, and then they fought, and they got back on their bikes, and throughout the course of the entire race, all day long, they would get off their bikes and fight again.
They keep missing.
And then they get in trouble, and they go back on and then they get mad again, and so this happened all day long, and I guess they both got suspended.
Watch where his head goes and throw your fist in that direction. What are you
This
doing?
may be one of the worst fights ever. Are you guys watching it?
Oh man, it's funny
Look at
because
that, dude.
the one guy
One more time. So I
that is getting the shots thrown on him and that are missing. This guy might just have incredible head movement.
This is one of the greatest 10-second videos on YouTube.
Oh, he threw a spinning back
Dude,
fist.
there's a mom and daughter that aren't doing anything.
Well, they got the best seats in the house.
Finally, fucking someone shows up who knows how to move a man.
Yeah, man. And look, I'll in their defense, from being a cyclist or in the Tour de France and you're on a bike, your arms are on the handlebars for hours, going uphill, going downhill. they may have their arms and legs like fucking noodles.
They're
by the
already
time they
fucking
try to
jello,
throw.
yeah.
Well, then don't
so-
step up then.
Exactly. And you got to think that the adrenaline's going to take care of that, too. That was pretty awful.
When you were doing the research for that answer, Tinkle, did you find out why those guys fought each other? Was there like a dirty move in the cycling
They still
world?
don't really know. Like, so they both like landed on. I think there was a crash and they landed on each other, and then they just got mad, and then they started fighting. But so they're not an official reason. Like, they don't know exactly if there's anything that happened beforehand. But it went on all day long.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it kept going on. It's a long race, so they kept fighting the entire time.
I'll tell you what, cycling may seem like the sport of pussies, but you need a lot of endurance. And on top of that, those guys, if there's a cyclist that wants to pull a dirty move on each other, I've watched cyclist crash compilations, and you could really get fucked up.
And think about it. Those guys are probably on fucking PEDs, and they still suck.
I was going to say, like,
That's true.
Did anyone ever make the correlation between cyclists and the fact that they cycle on and off PEDs?
That's a good point.
If you're a joke about it, bro.
If you're like a writer for a cycling magazine, that has like headline written all over it. If you
seems
want to
like-
have ironic puns.
That's one of those things where, like, you're like, oh, that'd be a good joke. You're like, somebody's definitely done that before.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a really good. Kris Tinkle starting off strong. It's a really good answer. Okay, Matty, you next.
I went with another specific fight and fighter, I guess you'd call him. Funny enough that Harrington has fucking baseball on right now. Oh, this is it.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
oh,
I'm producing a show? I'm producing a show, Matty!
I'm like, wow, what a coincidence that that's the fucking fight I was talking about. What a weird, I forgot that I sent fucking, that's not fair though, that Harrington sees all the answers, is it? I don't know, whatever, who cares? But yeah, speaking of guys who can't land anything on anyone else, when 70-some-odd-year-old Don Zimmer flies out of the fucking bullpen, the Yankee bullpen, and goes after Pedro Martinez, who's like an athlete in the prime of his fucking career. And Pedro
was huge.
He just sidestep, grabs Zimmer by the head, and tosses him aside like a bitch.
He does the straight ole. Ole! Woo,
Look at that. Whatever, bitch. And then, you know what, not for nothing, he caught a lot of shit for that. And when I was a douchebag Yankee fan, I was like, yeah, fuck that guy. But now it's like, no, fuck Don Zimmer. What do you expect to happen, old man?
Can we go back for a second and try and read Pedro's lips? Because he mutters something
Marigon, I would assume.
Right before he takes Don Zimmer's peanut textured head and does the old Matador Ole
Probably
toss.
have like whatever I can't believe this old man is charging me in Spanish.
He's like Hans Moleman from The Simpsons is charging.
Dude, what the fuck are you thinking when you're that? Look,
that's ballsy though. Zimmer, I mean,
sure. I guess he's probably like probably like fought in the war too. You know?
Zimmer definitely called him some slur that was popular from like the 1930s.
Oh yeah.
What's like the
fuck
oldest
you, Browntown?
Yeah. What's the oldest Latino slur?
I don't know.
I think there's only one. I know of one. Do you know of any others besides the main one?
Kale picker?
Wetback?
Oh yeah, there was wetback and like beano. Those are all like Mexican. There's a lot of there's a lot of fucking Mexican slurs. How are we surprised that we're kicking them out of the country? It's been going on forever.
Yeah, exactly. Then I got to give Zimmer a lot of credit. I mean, you see a lot of times in these baseball fights because that fight was from that famous moment where A-Rod got hit with a pitch. Who was pitching in that game with the Red Sox? I completely forget. Was it Martinez? No.
Yeah.
Was it Martinez?
Yeah.
I don't think it was Pedro Martinez.
Why would he be in a fight?
He was wearing his jacket.
It was
booted out.
No, you're wrong. It was Manny Ramirez was getting thrown at.
Oh
no, sorry. No, 45.
That's got to be Pedro.
Oh, wait
Why else
a
would he
minute.
be on the field?
That wasn't the A-Rod fight, is it?
Dude, he would have had to run.
Because I remember
Is that
A-Rod and
Giambi?
Veritek. Look at a young Derek Jeter.
Yeah, they start talking mad
Such a
shit
handsome
to each
man.
other.
That's Giambi, right?
Yeah, it was Pedro.
Oh,
shit.
it was.
Yeah. That's why he was there.
I always...
Dude, the pitching, like, whatever the fuck, bullpen, whatever you call it, is so far away from everyone else. Unless he was done with the game, but...
No, that's what it was. That's what it was. So Pedro drilled the guy. Then the guy throws at Manny. Roger Clemens comes out and throws at Manny's head. Manny charges the mound with a bat.
Yeah.
And then Don Zimmer's old ass gets thrown to the ground. Because, Pedro was in the dugout.
Yeah.
In
Dude, I'll tell you
between
what,
innings.
this was like this was when baseball was fun, when this fucking Boston Yankee rivalry was really going on at its peak, but this is what you were waiting for. Like, you really, yeah, all right, I was a young kid, Dad's a Yankee fan, let's watch the game together, Dad. That's in my head. I would hope that we would have at some point. But what you're really hoping for is some shit to go down and a fight to break out, because tensions are so fucking high. After Boston won, finally, like, you could just tell everything was squashed. The guy that was on first base would be talking to the first baseman.
It's still there, but it's
like, come on.
That was the most intense that it had been.
Dude, it was great.
But
that old man got his shit thrown around.
I give Zimmer credit because, as you just saw, when Clemens threw at Ramirez, with a lot of these baseball fights, the dugout's clear. A lot of guys are talking shit, but no one's really going and throwing down one-on-one. Zimmer went just straight for Martinez. It wasn't. There was caution thrown to the wind, going after a guy that was young enough to be his great-great-grandson.
And there's no way he was able to move fast enough as an old man to fucking get to Pedro in time.
And also, he had no game plan. If you noticed, he didn't have a strike in his head that he was going to throw.
It's like he was ready to just dive onto the floor.
He was like a kamikaze. He's like, fuck it, I'm going to die on my sword.
It was like a Steven Seagal seminar. That was so fucking...
So who do you have, Harrington?
All right, so I just found Angel Jimenez versus literally his fucking Keegan Bradley here. This is the best demo I could find for a PGA level golf fight. This is what they look like, and this is why I think they'd be the fucking worst. Because this is really, I think, as close as it comes to them actually throwing hands, is going visor to visor and pointing at each other.
That's hilarious.
Oh, dude, even the sentence visor to visor makes me want to throw up.
Right? That's why I really do think the worst fighters of any sport are going to be these two. Then they're going to shake hands at the end and trade visors like faggots. I hate them.
All right, well,
trading visors is pretty fucking queer.
That is so fucking gay. All right, so I'm going with golf. I'm standing with golf.
See, this is
Matty's
so
going with baseball
stupid.
and Tinkle's going with cycling.
Why was
that not the
Harrington
question?
Made the fucking judge? Is he the judge too?
No, I'm the judge.
I was going to say, why do you ask him?
I'm making my case, arguing for my case. I'm saying that Tinkle clearly picked cycling, Matty clearly picked baseball, which has some interesting ass fights. I have golf, where guys don't actually want to fight each other, so of course they're going to produce bad fights. That's my argument. Ricky, do with that what you will.
I'm going to go. Wait, no, we got to speed it up because.
Well, but the question is literally fighters, and if you're not fighting, you're not fighting.
I'm going with Tinkle. In cycling, that fight was just atrocious.
Fair enough.
Don Zimmer's an old man who was way over his head. It didn't even get to a fight because he got tossed like a frisbee by Pedro Martinez. So, let's go to number 2. In honor of Conor McGregor's court hearing, what sport... How's this worded? What sport is the most criminal? What do you mean by that?
What sport is the most criminal?
What sport has
what is the most criminal
criminals?
sport?
Yeah.
Oh, you said what sport is the most criminal? What sport has the most criminals? Okay, let's start with you, Matty.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Now I forgot what I went with after all that. What did I go? I'm sorry, guys.
All right, we'll go with Tinkle.
Yeah,
Matty, again.
sorry.
He's Tinkle. What was your answer?
Okay, I picked a curveball one. I picked sumo wrestling because there was this book that came out called Freakonomics that exposed this ring of cheating that was happening in sumo wrestling, and no one knew, and it was going on for years and years and years, and this asshole ruined a perfectly good scam. And so sumo wrestling was thought to be a very sacred sport, and it turned out that these dudes were fucking throwing fights all the time.
Oh wow!
All the time.
Bets and they bet on sumo wrestling, right?
Yeah. So what happened was, so you have to win. So you have 15 sumo matches, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if your record is over, so if you have 8 wins, then you get to go on to the next round. So what was happening was you'd have guys that were 7-7, and someone would come over and ask a guy, hey. If you're 7-7 and you're going to go against someone who's already 10-2, they'd ask the management, hey, can you drop this fight so he can win? And then he'll be 8-7, and then you get to go anyway. So they found out this was happening for fucking decades.
Wow, that's an interesting one. Matty, did you find your answer?
I'm calling an audible because it was my original, and then hearing him say that time. Basketball.
Can you look this up? Who was the referee that got caught recently in the NBA?
Timothy something other.
Yeah, it was happening so much they had to raise their salaries just to because they were paying them $4 an hour or whatever the fuck back in the day.
Yeah, they're basically like the 76er cheerleaders.
Yeah. So some fucking ginzo with a cross and an open shirt comes up to him and offers him $5,000. He's
or
gonna,
NFL cheerleaders. I mean.
Tim Donaghy was
Tim
the referee.
Donaghy,
yeah, that was back in 2000. He was a ref from '94 to 2007. So was pretty recent.
So what do you have, Harrington?
That's the most recent one.
Yeah,
it's a pretty long time ago.
Yeah. So there's also this documentary on Netflix. I think it's called Liar or something, and it's about people who get caught lying in life. And that referee has a whole segment about it.
Oh wow!
He tells the whole story. It's pretty fucked up, dude. It sounded like such a good scam, and I could totally see why he thought he would get away with it because he really wasn't doing anything bad. But he got in way over his head, and then some mob guys told on him.
Harrington?
Well, I'm going to go with, just because this is a combat sports show, I'm going to go with boxing. It just like the other two sports you guys just gave, sumo and NBA, there has been a number of times where guys have thrown fights, where big money's been on the line, guys have thrown fights. There's how many movies about it? Pulp Fiction, that was like a running subplot in the movie. Guys throw fights. It's always been known as a corrupt organization. So on that level, you have the overall corruption of the sport. But then on the individual level, boxing has more people who go to jail, has more people with domestic violence charges, it has more people with murders and drug charges, all these tax evasion. It feels like, maybe 1 out of every 3 of the bigger name guys end up going down that road. Even Rocky did. Rocky was back in the hood by Rocky 5. So, to me, that sport is just hand in hand with a criminal element.
Okay, well, I've gotten all your answers. I got to go with Harrington, though I do give Tinkle style points on bringing up sumo wrestling, but he's right. First off, there's a lot of corruption with the gambling aspect of boxing. You've got a lot of fighters who have gone to jail. But then when you have even promoters like Don King, who had killed someone, he literally killed a man in cold blood. I think he stomped him out. And then you have the patron saint of psychopath athletes, Mike Tyson, who has changed his ways. He's a rehabilitated former criminal, but when he was in his prime, that motherfucker was scary. And when he was in Brownsville, back when he was younger, before he met Cus D'Amato, and Cus took him under his wing and took him to the Catskills, where he became known as Catskill Thunder. And, he was away from the criminal element. Mike Tyson was robbing people. He says it in his one-man show. He said it in autobiographical books about him. So I'm going to go with Harrington. Definitely boxing. Bunch of scumbags in there. Okay, good. 1-1. Harrington and Tinkle. Matty needs to try and see if he can come back here. Very sad, but also, I'd say it's bittersweet news that Jose Scarface Aldo retired yesterday. If you could bring back any fighter in their prime to fight now, who would it be? Let's go with Mike Harrington first.
I just want to make sure I'm not stepping on anyone else's answer here, so give me 1 second. Yeah, I would. Here's my thing. I feel like we were robbed of this guy before so much of his prime because he was so good, and who knows what he's going to look like when he eventually does come back.
He's like James Toney.
Could have been honestly, we're going that route. Brock Lesnar at 19 goes into an MMA gym instead of a wrestling one. But no, realistically, I would like to see John Jones at 23 years old. The moment he wins the title against Shogun, he gets out of Phoenix, Arizona, gets into a camp that will actually put the reins in on him. He doesn't do the cocaine and hookers thing all weekend. Like, the family man, the looks-he-do guy, a lot of like what Sean O'Malley was talking about on Joe Rogan, how you always reference that looks-he-do mentality. If he could have kept doing that, gotten around better fighters, and really pushed himself, I think that's a guy who could be a 3-division champion instead of a disgraced former champion.
Yeah, and also, if you could somehow mold the personality of a Stephen Wonderboy Thompson with the size and natural athletic ability of a John Jones, responsible, not looking for the bullshit. Sounds a lot
like interracial breeding, Rick.
And what's ironic is that, what are really amazing about the trajectory of John Jones's career, it in a weird way shows you how talented and what a freak and natural just fighter and athlete that he is, that even with all the bullshit, all of the transgressions, doing cocaine on the eve of, at that point, the biggest fight of his career when he fought Daniel Cormier the first time, and still was able to perform and still was able to just go in and decimate his opponents. It just shows you how incredible of an athlete and a fighter John Jones is. So that's a really good answer. Jesterskulls.
Well, that's a fun answer, I guess.
I guess.
But we don't know for sure that John Jones has already hit his prime. He might come back and be in his prime. He's only fucking 31 years old. You know what I mean? This is like this is prime time, hitting your prime fucking time. I swear to God, I was like, how am I gonna get out of this fucking question without saying those 2 words again?
Hey, you're taking the train to go train.
Where's Chris Weidman when you need him? And he's not necessarily, he hasn't retired. Like he hasn't left the sport. So that's part of the question
Apparently
too.
he's going to be fighting Brock Lesnar.
He's more than likely to come back. The guy I went with who did leave the sport, although he might come back for a crazy, silly fight that it's not real. Chuck Liddell to come back.
And wait, can I clarify something for a sec?
Uh-huh.
Your answer, I know you're not going to change it now because you've already gone. I think it's too far in your statement. I don't think I'm necessarily just talking like to Harrington answer. We're not just talking about guys that are gone from the sport. We're just talking about guys that,
It was like come back. I mean,
Yeah.
how else do you read that?
That's true. Okay.
You know what I mean? Am I crazy, Tink?
No, that's fine. Yeah, I get it.
No,
No,
that's fine.
that was a good retort.
Yeah.
Continue.
Retort?
Retort.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Chuck Liddell. I mean, that guy, there's no one more fun to watch than Chuck Liddell.
That's true.
When Chuck Liddell KOs someone and he fucking runs around backwards, throwing his arms out, fucking... Although, I wouldn't want to watch Chuck Liddell in the new Reebok gear. It's got to be old school blue Iceman shorts.
yeah.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
And also, the fun part about this question is that if they come back now, when you're thinking of Chuck Liddell, not coming back, but being in the sport now, you also have to. I sound like such a hick when I said that. I'm like, yo. You also have to keep in mind that this would be Chuck, his mentality, his view in fighting, his fearlessness,
that fucking chin.
Yeah, that chin, that power in a world where it's vastly different from the world of mixed martial arts as far as technique, training methods, the amount of money these guys make so that they can be in the gym, and all the how far the sport has come. A Chuck Liddell in the environment now, as opposed to a Chuck Liddell in that type of environment. So I love that.
I do think that Liddell, like, if you take prime Liddell and put him in today's MMA, I think for sure he's top 10, maybe top 5. Like, I think he competes.
Disagree. I
How so?
disagree strongly. I think he got by on a lot of will, not a lot of skill. He's a guy who would get into brawls. I think that the technical strikers in his division right now would piece him apart. I mean, here's the thing: light
Gustafsson
heavyweight,
would be great,
light
sure.
heavyweight is super weak right now, but I don't
That's
think
what I'm
he's
saying.
ever cracking that top 5.
Maybe.
I mean, realistically, with the training and exercise and the dietary guys they have now, Chuck Liddell should have been fighting at 185 in his prime.
Who's in the top 5 right now?
Our top 5 at light heavyweight?
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be your Jimmy Manuwas, your Corey Andersons.
I think he competes with Jimmy Manoa easily.
I
Easily with
disagree.
Manoa.
I
Corey
disagree.
Anderson as well, for sure.
And again, you're not saying Chuck Liddell the way he fought back when the sport was like that. You're talking about Chuck Liddell.
Yeah, his athleticism.
If he came up now.
When he was unstoppable, when you could fucking hit him with a cinder block and he would keep coming forward, and his fucking defensive wrestling was great, so he beats Corey Taylor maybe with his striking out.
Here's your light
outmatches
heavyweight
his.
top 5: Daniel Cormier is champion.
He loses to Cormier. for
Alexander Gustafsson,
probably.
Volkan Ozdemir,
Maybe.
Glover Teixeira.
I think he can for sure competes with Ozdemir. He wouldn't fight Teixeira, but he could compete.
Ilir Latifi.
Who?
Ilir Latifi,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
sledgehammer. Oh, shut up, dude. He's a monster.
He's a legit KO
Jan-
power, but what
Jan Blachowicz
Yeah, now we're getting crazy.
and Jimmy Manuwa.
Liddell competes with at least the 6'2" 2 area.
All right, Tinkle.
Harrington forgot Pat Cummins. Okay.
No, I'm looking on the official. Pat Cummings is 12 on UFC rankings.
It was a joke, Mike.
My bad.
Dude, this is a comedy podcast, fuckface. Taking this shit too personally.
He's in a
I don't think
different
he should
state,
ever-
not speaking a different language.
I don't think he should play again. He's taking it too serious.
Tinkle.
He does, right? I hate him.
Mine is, I want to see, okay, so I picked Mark Kerr from Pride.
Okay.
In his prime, coming back to fight when the against Brock Lesnar is like the dream match.
Okay.
Because like the heavyweights, because it doesn't, big heavyweights can still beat big heavyweights, and they're like their skill level doesn't matter because they just muscle each other around anyway. So I think with his skill set, he would be able to pretty much beat a lot of the heavyweights now, except for like, you know, some of the more technical guys.
I
like
think
Stipe
Brock
and
would
stuff.
wreck his shit for sure, though. Brock's
Oh,
way
he
too,
would eat shit
he's
against
way too
guys
technical
like,
a wrestler.
you think Brock would fuck up Kerr in his prime?
Yeah,
No.
for sure. Dude, he's too technical
way.
a wrestler. Was Kerr that
Dude,
good a wrestler?
But my
He was
caveat
good.
was there's no drug test for
well.
either.
Yeah, that's very important.
Goes without saying.
Okay, this might be somewhat selfish, but I'm going to go with Kris Tinkle just because if anyone's seen The Smashing Machine, they've seen the transgressions that Mark Kerr went through. It's a really tragic story. So
I don't like that you emotionally pick who wins.
No, because I think that Mark
Based on movies you like.
Because I think that Mark Kerr, again, if I'm thinking of him the way I'm looking at the way the question was structured, him being in this sport now and coming up with the USADA and the drug testing, so it wouldn't be fighting in Japan and Pride, because I really believe that if Mark Kerr didn't fight in Pride, he may have fucked around and tried to beat the system. But now you see with guys like Vitor Belfort, lifelong cheaters, they got to a point where they knew they couldn't get past Jeff Nowitzki and USADA. So I don't think he would have become addicted and fallen so far dependent on PEDs. And if he was coming up now, he did have the strength, he did have the drive, and I just think that it was such a tragic story. I like to speculate. This is a very speculative question. I think that Tinkle's answer is the most intriguing, to see what Mark Kerr would do. Liddell was the light heavyweight champion. We saw Liddell at the pinnacle. So him coming back and competing again, knowing what I know about Chuck Liddell and what we've seen from him, isn't as intriguing as thinking about what Mark Kerr could have done, what could have been.
I don't think anyone doesn't want to see Liddell come back. And you know what? I don't like Mark Kerr because he beat up the guy whose school I trained at. So there we go. We can all be fucking...
Oh, well, look who's getting emotional
We could all
now.
take it personally.
I think you screwed up on this one. I think I gave you the literally could be pound for pound greatest fighter of all time in his prime. Fix it up. Give him
Who'd
a
you
better
say
career. John Jones. I think Mark Kerr and
He's
Chuck
not
Liddell
out of the sport yet.
I think Mark Kerr and Chuck Liddell
He's
had the
not
best
retired.
possible career they could have.
Yeah, John Jones is still in the sport. He was light heavyweight champion, pound for pound best.
You said retired though, Michael.
I didn't say retired. I said guy who would come back, legendary fighter. Would come
Again,
back
we're
from
playing.
that.
We're playing.
He's 31 years old. He's
Semantics.
31 years old. Jose Aldo just retired at 31. Don't tell me 31 isn't past
Jose
your prime
Aldo
in
is
MMA.
from Brazil. His fucking sister threw him onto a grill when he was a toddler.
Actually,
he's had a
technically,
harder life than Chuck Liddell.
They rolled him into a grill.
Whatever.
Fine.
Either way, he was fricasseed.
Weinstein and
Either way,
Weinstein.
they didn't have fucking hamburgers or hot dogs.
Yeah, they're hungry down there.
Jose Scarface Aldo was rolled into the grill. Okay? Strike what Jesterskulls said from the record.
I hate it. I don't like it at all.
Okay. I'm going to pull an audible because we're up against it. So if Tinkle gets this, he wins. All right?
100%.
Because we need to look at the Birch Pump website. All right.
Oh, shit.
Sunday was Father's Day. Who's the best dad in MMA? Since we've got Matty Snow next to me, the kid whose dad went to join the circus and left him crying in his Star Wars pajamas. Sunday was Father's Day. Who's the best dad in MMA?
So many wrong statements there. I was gonna do Chuck Liddell again for this one, just because like I was looking at his Father's Day posts, and like he has all daughters, and
they're pretty too.
And here's the thing, jeez, all those ones like 12, but like, dude, 6 years out, right? Liddell's gonna be fucking 55. It's like, all right, that guy's still a problem. You're trying to fuck his daughter. But I went with Dana White for my official answer. There's no, I mean, come on, there's no better dad in MMA than Dana White. I would have picked Lorenzo because he's a goddamn billionaire, but he's not really in the MMA game anymore. But Dana's son wanted to start boxing, so Dana's like, all right, we'll just fucking start our own boxing league. You can box in that thing. He gave his son a boxing league. Greatest
I don't
dad
know
ever.
about that, but...
And did you see those fucking pictures from Cabo? Dude, shredded.
Oh, Dana's son?
No, Dana.
Oh, well, I think him and Lorenzo are on the sauce.
I'm sure he's doing TRT, but still, he's fucking looking better than any of us in this room.
That's true.
Tinkle will give him a run for his money.
All right, so Harrington.
I'm going to go with, I know I hate whenever he gets brought up, but Conor McGregor. I mean, you look at what that guy's done in the last
He's
year
literally the
with
worst
his
father
son.
in MMA.
He is
outside of John Jones.
He is not the worst father in MMA.
He just
is,
threw a dolly through a bus window and hit another fighter in the eyes with the glass.
He's a maniac of a human being,
He's a
right?
terrible
But
person.
here's the thing: we all know Louis J. Gomez, okay? And I don't think any of us
Real
would
ass
say
dad.
he's not a good father.
Real last out of the week.
He's
Real
a
ass dad
maniac of a
of
human
the
being.
universe.
He's a maniac human being like Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
But he does everything he can for his son. His son will never have to fight in his life. You know, I mean, this is a guy who doesn't idolize fighting. He idolizes money. He idolizes fame and fashion and so many different ways his son is going to be able to go. He's gone from a man living in his car to bringing his son out of the fight game entirely. That's why I'm going to go with Conor McGregor.
And also, speaking of Louis J. Gomez on Bisbing, or was it Lewis's or Bisbing? No, it was Lewis's Instagram. Bisbing has taken baby James under his tutelage, teaching
That was
him
the
how to
cutest
throw.
fucking video. Can we pull that up? That was the cutest video I've ever seen.
And I'll tell you what, man. James takes instruction well. I mean, for how old is he? 5?
But
for a 5-year-old kid,
that animal has been having him fucking hit pads since he was a young toddler.
Yeah, where people don't want their kids to get in contact.
But yeah, no, he does take
Louis J.
instruction
Gomez
very well.
wants to turn his son into the ultimate killing machine, and Bisping showing him some moves, some defense, how to throw some combinations. So I thought that was adorable, but I thought that was cool too.
My favorite part of the video is James is throwing out his left hand, but he's bringing it back to his chest, and Bisping's like, when you do this, you're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
You want to bring it right back to your dude, and then when he does it, and Bisping's like, very there, that's it. And it's just a weird dude. This fucking middleweight champion of the greatest MMA organization on the planet is, I don't know. It's a very sweet moment.
I'm very proud to be responsible for that bromance.
I'm going to turn into Rachel Maddow right about now.
And I also love that Lewis actually has a fight coming up, and he's not helping Lewis at all.
Listen, you're going to have to help your dad.
Yeah.
I think he's going to help him. I think that
it's like Lewis sitting in the background taking notes when he tells James what to do.
Yeah.
All right, I have it here.
And also, to throw Harrington under the bus, he thinks Lewis is going to lose.
I never said that.
Yes, you did. You said he's going to get killed.
I never said that.
Dude, I
am on record a number of times saying I think Lewis is going to take this guy's fucking
and
head
we do
off.
have to start
Oh,
talking,
really?
we have to start
Someone
talking about this
said
fucking
that.
fight a lot more because
And he looked like you.
It's crazy
It
that
was
we're
not me.
I'll tell you what.
As a man who's been in the ring with Lewis before, I fear his
Well, let's
power.
say on the handball court.
As a man who has watched both of you spar, I say whatever Ryan O'Neal's doing can't be as bad as that. But I think Ryan O'Neal's nervous as fuck. There's
Me too.
They've done the statistics, and fighters who smile during the stare downs are more likely to lose the fight. I think that Ryan O'Neal is more classically trained and might have a little bit more in the noggin than Lewis, but Lewis, I don't. There's the no nervous factor. He's just he's just a big dumb animal.
Well,
He's gonna-
Lewis,
he's gonna go in there and try to
I
wreck
think
shit.
Lewis is nervous. And Harrington, we talked about this. I want to start covering the lead up to that fight and start breaking down, each of their attributes between Ryan O'Neal and Louis J. Gomez, and really give this fight the attention that it needs. What does that do? What does that say?
Just letting you know we're at 6:06.
Okay, cool. So, props to Baby James and Tinkle.
I
Here's for all the
will
marbles.
forfeit my answer so we can move on.
No. if you get this, you win.
You don't understand, Tinkle. There's a lot riding on this. You're only at 300K this week, and this win could put you over the $1 million mark.
Yeah. So who's the
Really? You guys think so?
No.
best dad in MMA?
I don't know. I just had a funny answer. I had John Jones because he does coke, and he fucks up so bad that as a kid you can really get away with what you want to because you'll be like, dude, you're a maniac.
There is that.
That's true.
And he's also the perfect example of what not to do.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So,
All right, so I like that. I'm in a humorous mood today. That was a good zing.
Are
so
ya?
Let's give it to Kris Tinkle, the victor.
I don't think I really earned it, but I'll take it.
Hey, we can have a little bit of levity here. I mean, think about it. We had who? You had Dana White.
That was a good answer.
No, it wasn't a good answer because he's never home. When his kids were little, he was traveling around the world, jet setting, hanging out with fighters, going to parties. From a father's standpoint, you're a little kid, you want your dad around. He had Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor's not the best father in the world. Just because he posts pictures of his kid wearing tailored suits on Instagram doesn't mean that he's dad of the year.
Here's the thing. Even though Dana might, Dana might travel a lot, not be home very much, but when he is, might be a billionaire at this point, when he is home, that father-son relationship is better than any of us have ever had.
How the fuck do you know this?
Because they're doing things that are more fun. It's the same reason that fucking Lewis can go across the country with his kid because he's got this free time to play around with. You know what I mean? And they can have this great bonding experience that a lot of workaholic fathers working 9 to 5s don't get to have.
I
with
didn't
their
know
kids.
what Dana White's kids looked like until recently. At least with Lewis on his Instagram, on Twitter, he's always posting stuff with his son.
You're making my case for me.
All right, well,
You're
maybe
also
don't
making my case for me.
Don't show crazy people your kid.
All right, so
no,
$5, bitch, pay it up.
And
Pay it
to
up.
add insult to injury, it's the High Society Radio Pizza Dick shirt.
Oh, that's the shirt that they made to mock us, huh?
You want a double or nothing that we're not on the store at all?
I think I'm going with you on this one.
No, I'm a beaten man.
You're just gonna, you're gonna pay the $5. See, I fucking, oh my god.
I'll gladly give you $5.
I am actually satisfied that it's not up because there was some collusion involved with this contest.
Smackaroo!
Because Harrington had
Hey,
people vote for the shirt. Like he went to people and said, "Vote for me," and I think that is not right. I think that you're in cahoots with the Russians.
Dude, I
We need
opened
to get Robert
6
Mueller on
accounts
the
to vote
phone.
for myself.
Thank you. Thank you, Matty. At least you're being honest about
I was
it.
going to tell everyone after I won. But
I was wondering why it was so close.
I got too lazy to keep fucking making them.
At one point, I looked and you and me were tied. I was like, no, what the fuck? At least go to Tinkle.
At the end of the day, I was happy enough that Ricky got no votes. It's quite literally the happiest moment in the past year.
Ricky's, shirts with the cocaine on it don't really sell a lot of units.
Yeah.
Well,
like it's not like weed where if you put weed on a shirt, people will buy it. But you put, it's one thing telling people like you have a coke problem.
In my defense, I wanted the hashtag Bows before Hose shirt up. Harrington got confused, or he wanted to sabotage me.
You know
and
what's also
put the
funny?
Coke shirt up.
Here's more fucking. You know what? I'll take your side for a second on this one. A little more sabotage from Michael. I texted him. I sent him the picture of the one I put up for mine. I had keep calm and get hammered. I did it without the hashtag, and then I did it with the hashtag. And Mike said, I think I like the one without the hashtag more. I was like, yeah, you know
He
what?
knows what he's
I
doing.
agree. And then he put up the one with the fucking hashtag. Mike is garbage.
Mike is like Kaiser Soze. He plays a big dumb idiot, but then once he walks out of the Gas Digital Studios, his limp turns into a strut.
He
and
pulls
he gets
off-
into a Jaguar.
off the mask.
It pulls off. He takes off his beard. He puts on his actual tailored suit, and he goes and does blow with models. That's what happens when Harrington walks out of here. He's probably going to be in control of Gas Digital in a year. He's going to somehow get Ralph high on Molly. Ralph's going to sign over power of attorney.
Probably slowly
and he's
poisoning
going to end
everyone.
up getting rid of all of us.
Please tell me more about the secret life of Mike Harrington.
I'm going to write a book about it. I'm going to expose you because I think that you are, in cahoots with the Russians. Remember, you wanted me to make a shirt with a sickle on it and the Russian symbol?
Yeah.
You commie?
I'm not going to lie. That shirt
That
design,
shirt probably would have sold a lot better.
it looks so much better than anything we came up with. Luke made a mock-up of
What
it.
is
You
it?
saw it yesterday. It looks great.
It does look really
Dude,
good.
if you do it with the Hammerfisting fist, I would buy that.
No, it's literally just a fist holding a hammer, and it's got the laurel underneath, and it says "Get Hammered."
And it's just on the on one side right here, like on the pec. It's not like it taking up the whole thing.
All right, listen. Since I won, I'm gonna give my shirt design to Luke. Whatever Luke wants to come up with, that's what's going in the store. Is that fair?
Whatever, because you're going to figure out a way to sabotage us anyway.
How am I sabotaging anything? I won.
No,
Mike's shirt wins at 38% to Matty's 35%.
I was under the impression that we were going to throw the shirts up there, be hands off, and see what the people wanted. My shirt was a complete failure, but that wasn't the shirt that I had given to you originally. It was my mistake providing you with multiple shirts. I don't think that the shirt that Tinkle's right, a shirt with blow on it, you might wear it to like a friend's party or a barbecue or cookout.
Yeah, to like a Coke party.
Yeah, a Coke party, Studio 54, whatever.
Coke party
but
shirt.
My Bros Before Hose with the double dragon
Bows
image.
Before Hose.
Oh, Bows Before Hose, excuse me. With the double dragon image of the chick getting carried off after being punched in the stomach by goons.
I'm an asshole for not clipping this already, but I did, we put it in the room. It didn't get much. So then when we put the cocaine one up, everybody was like, oh, that's awesome.
Well, whatever.
So I thought that's the one we had settled on for you. I said it at the end of the show. I said, Ricky's getting the Coke shirt, Matty's getting the Keep Calm and Get Hammered, and Kris is going with Design to be named later, which he then emailed me the next day.
I don't remember that, but I have ADHD, so you could use that in a court of law if you hired Weinstein and Weinstein, so who the fuck am I? All right, we got to get out of here. The thing is, because it's going to record next, so remember, at Gas Digital on Instagram and Twitter, at Hammerfisting on both of those social media networks. I'm at Bonehova.
At Jesterskulls.
At the _.
At Kris Tinkle with a K.
And, we'll be back next Wednesday, hopefully from the new studio here at Gas Digital. Wednesday, 5
So we
p.m.
are
Eastern.
doing a show live on the 4th. We are?
Yeah, I guess I'm down if everyone else is. Or we can
All right, I just
pre-record.
want to know how hammered you guys are going to be.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, if we're doing a show, we're gonna get hammered. I mean, it's the namesake of the show, and it's 4th of July, my favorite holiday. So I'm getting drunk. Okay, we'll discuss this off air. For everyone else, get the fuck out of here. Peace.